place I built, so you get this one grapevine to go up and over. All right. This is the vine that I grafted last year. I mean, early in the spring, with one bud right here, and now it's growing up this way. It's going to be a Gewürztraminer. This is Tempranillo, planted last year. Another Tempranillo planted last year. And I think there's actually some grapes on this one. Actually some little, maybe one down here. But these four over here are the Albarinos. And they definitely have grapes. See the little grapes on them here? Last year they were only that high. Alright, back here we've got Merlot. Got grapes on it. Everything's doing fine.
Mm-hmm. So did you cut some trees down to make sunlight?
Yeah, there was one tree over here. We cut that down. And a big tree over here. That was huge, and it shaded everything, so we took it down. These two are Lenore, the black, black Spanish sometimes called. And these will be reddish, blackish purple grapes. Look at these down here. This is Champanelle, and it produces a much bigger size grape. This is a Dr. Munson variety from late 1800s.
Oh, and this one has a fuzzy leaf?
Yeah, it has a different leaf. Rootstocks from vines like this were used in the 1800s to save the European vineyards. They did grafting on these kind of rootstocks. And I should get a good crop. These turn like a purple color. I've got a couple here that have some grapes on them, not a lot. These are called Lomanto, American-French hybrid, developed by Dr. Munson also.
So how many grapevines do you have in this line?
Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 if you conclude all the way down to the Tempranillo.
Cool. And how many did you start with your first year?
The first year? Well, the first year I only had one. The one that you gave me years ago.
Okay.
Then the next year I bought about 5, I think. And I've been adding like 5 every year.
Okay. And so your first one was like in 2007, right?
I think it's 2010, wasn't it?
Really? Could be. Could be.
It's here. It's the biggest one I've got. It's this one. Produces a smaller cluster, but the vine is just loaded, absolutely full of grapes. Well over 100 clusters on this one vine. And I cut this thing back in the winter when you prune it. I thought, oh, I cut it too much, but no.
So let's see the actual vine part.
Okay, it's down here. And see, I've even got some that develop real low. And this is the biggest one I've got. I think it's 6 or 7 years old.
Okay.
Called Alicante. Produces red grapes. And this is more of it.
The same plant or
Same
different?
plant.
Oh,
The exact same plant. See
wow.
the grapes? I'm telling you, it's huge.
And what's this one?
This one I bought from Georgia about 4 or 5 years ago. It was supposed to be Lenore, which is the black grapes, and it's a white grape.
A mystery.
And I think it's called Blanc de Bois, which is a white French-American hybrid grape.
Okay. And so these baby ones.
All right, these were planted from cuttings we got from a friend who lives in Edmond. And they were just little cuttings about so long, you just stick them in the ground and they grow. These two are called Pinot Grigio. This one's Gewürztraminer. And I think that one is Syrah, I think. And that just started from one bud.
Oh. And so all this used to be a tomato garden, so you have really good soil that you've had for 20 years or so, right?
Right.
And you add compost to your soil and you dig it over every year, except for now the grapes you don't dig over. But these are your tomatoes. How many types of tomatoes do you have?
20 or 25 at least. That's early girl.
What is your favorite tomato?
I don't know. One is ripe. Got some big ones here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what they're called. The label's right in front of the plant. I don't know what it is. These are getting almost ready.
So you have cherry tomatoes and you have yellow tomatoes.
Yep. Some yellows. Peppers. Here's a yellow. Oh. It is falling on the ground. The ants are getting it.
Having a feast. So how many types of peppers do you have?
Just a few. This row is mostly like sweet banana and some other sweet varieties. The tag is down there on the ground in front.
Okay.
I made a list, but it's in the garage.
So you have jalapenos, you have spicy ones?
Yeah, they're on the other side.
Okay.
I tried to keep the spicy ones away from these here.
So they don't transfer and cross.
See this tomato plant?
Mm-hmm.
It's a volunteer. It just came up right here. So I trained it to go into this area where I've got a pepper. This is jalapeno. This is a hot variety called mariachi. Looks like a banana pepper, but it's hot.
Oh.
Sure what this is. Oh, this is the fool's you. Looks like a jalapeno. No heat.
That's clever.
But then this one, cayenne pepper. Do those look hot?
Yeah.
I would say theirs are hot. Some sort of pepper there.
All right. So we have a couple more grapevines on the fence that we haven't seen.
Well, we've got two by the garage. This is Barbera.
Mm-hmm.
It was planted 2 years ago. And it's got a good crop on it. I think they're going to develop very nicely.
wall behind the garage, and I think it gets protection from the winter.
Mm-hmm. So was it just one stick when you planted it and it branched out?
Yeah, it branched out into 4 branches, so I've developed 2 on the lower and then 2 more up on this other area. So I've got 4 cordons. This was also Barbera planted last year. It's got 1 or 2 small clusters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not bad for the second year.
Yeah.
It's Alicante Bruchet. It's a cross between a Petite Bruchet, Grenache, and another grape they're not quite sure of. It's a Vitis vinifera variety.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be planted in southern France a lot. They don't use it much anymore.
So what do you...
Has red juice.
Mm-hmm. So how much juice do you think you will get this year?
Maybe 3 to 5 gallons. I got about 2 to 3 gallons last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping for 4 to 5 gallons.
And are you going to make wine that's just your juice, or are you going to mix it with other...
I hope to just make my own wine, not mix it with anything else.
Okay. So how many years have you been making wine from the juice?
Since 2012 was the first one I made. That was a wine kit.
Mm-hmm. All right, very nice garden.